Nicole from the Energy Corridor has a question about flood remediation.
Yeah, she wants to know what steps will make her home safe again after the flood recovery. It's a good brush up for everybody. So.
Okay.
She got about 3 feet from the reservoir. She lives out in the Energy Corridor near where I live, and so this is a 3-parter. Nicole writes, the water sat in our home for 11 days, and we bought it 3 months ago. We have an 8-month-old baby, and I want to make sure the home is safe, environmentally safe, but cost-effective since, like so many of us out here, don't have flood insurance.
Yeah.
First of all, what about the vapor barrier? Should we remove this black layer to let the backing dry faster? She's talking about this behind the wall and the studs.
Leave the sheathing alone. Leave the plastic alone. Tear the sheetrock out nice and clean. Get the insulation out and let it dry. Even if you need a moisture meter to check it, they're easy to get. You want 15% or less moisture in the wood. You're going to spray it with a antibacterial product that are out there. There's a bunch of them, not bleach, but they want to kill the bacteria and the E. coli's. It's so much more deadly right now with those things happening in walls than, say, mold. Mold is not an issue right now because it's going to dry out. As far as that goes, once that's done and dried and you get the right humidity or the moisture level in the wood, then you paint it with a pigmented shellac. Once that's dry, you can put your walls back together. Leave the sheathing alone. Don't start tearing it out.
And you make sure the moisture is the right level with a moisture meter. What are we looking for in that meter?
You want to do an average around the house. If your whole house was full, you're going to do all the different corners and stuff. You're looking at 15% or lower on average. But if you find a corner that's up around 40% and the rest is real low, concentrate on drying out that corner before you put it back together. It has to be at least that 15%.
All right. Next, Nicole writes, we cut our sheetrock to 4 feet and pulled out all the insulation. All the insulation, Tom. Is it possible to stuff insulation back up into the wall and have it fill properly?
It's going to be tough. It depends how far you're pushing it. I wish you hadn't pulled it all out, but it's too late to get into that now. For others who might be watching this, don't always pull it out. Just cut it with a knife and take out what you're looking at. But as far as that goes, you can try to get up with a stick. Will it be perfect? No. Will it be energy efficient? Probably not as much as it used to be, but that's a small price to pay for what you're going through and getting your house back to normal. You'll be okay.
Sure. And then she wants to know, what kind of insulation should she use? She says neighbors and friends are recommending foam because they can spray it up in there.
No, I wouldn't use foam at all, because one of the things we found during some of the tear out on some of these homes that had foam before the hurricane was they had all kinds of mold growing inside of those wall cavities and had nothing to do from the flood. It was happening before that. I'm a formaldehyde-free fiberglass guy. You can get it up in there. It breathes. It's safe for your child and for you, and it's a cost-effective, and it'll work as good as anything else. But don't foam the walls. It'll give you other problems down the road.
It's why we have it on the back of our truck. On the back of our little truck, we have the home show thing, and on the bottom there's an open wall. In between the studs, there's formaldehyde-free fiberglass on the back of the truck.
Oh.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Well, it's in the parking lot, right next to where you park every day.
I don't go into the truck.
Right,
I didn't know.
Finally, Nicole asks, the upstairs of our home has a crack at the various doorways, and she wants to know, is this common, and should she get a structural engineer or a foundation specialist to come look at it while everything's all torn up?
Right now, let's get your house put back together. Visually take a look at those cracks. If they continue to get worse, then you can have a foundation repair company look at it. It might be just minor shifting. You do not need an engineer. Your house is not going to fall down. It probably is going to need a little repair work done on the sheetrock when you're putting your house back together. And if you're hiring a painter to do it, have them take care of that too. But I don't think you have any major problem at all.
Yeah, Nicole, we live in a similar area to you, and we've seen cracks we've never seen before. And it has to be just a nature of the ground being so swollen, things are moving. So
and not only that, the humidity swelling everything up because your air conditioner's off. All of a sudden, you've got a moldy, nasty house because it's been sitting there with no air conditioning system and nobody living in it with all that water.
And it's all swollen up. I mean, I thought it was the carbs.
You have a question? Send it our way at HomeShowRadio.com. Or you can watch more answers here. Be sure and subscribe.